Good morning, children. How are you? Yes, I am also fine. So we have studied about quadrilaterals, a shape which is bounded by a closed shape which is bounded by the four sides. So the topic till now we have read many things. We have read about the properties of parallelogram. We have read about the properties of rhombus. Means we have read about the properties of square, rectangle. We have solved questions based on that also. Okay. So today now we are going to discuss one important theorem of that chapter, and that is called midpoint theorem. Okay. What is that midpoint theorem? So midpoint theorem is okay. Now the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half of it. Okay, so this is the theorem. Midpoint theorem means in a triangle here like this, see, this is one triangle here. Okay, these are the midpoints when they are joined. So this line is parallel to this line. Okay, and this is half of this. Okay, that means this DE is equal to half of BC. So this is called midpoint theorem, and this DE will be parallel to this. DE is parallel to that BC also. So this is what midpoint theorem, very important theorem also, because in class 10 also we are going to read this theorem. So read nicely. Okay, so here it is. See, in this also we'll see midpoint theorem. These midpoints are joined here. Okay, then this is parallel to this BC. These sides are equal. That's why D is the midpoint of AB. These segments are equal. That means A is equal to EC. So E is the midpoint here. So in this way, see here also same thing, parallel to the third side and is congruent to one half the third side. Okay, so this is your midpoint theorem, and I made one video, so I would like to share this with you. Okay, before I start, let me explain this question here. Question is saying that the line segment joining the midpoints of the diagonals of a trapezium, means there will be one trapezium. This is called trapezium. We have read this also. And it's saying that joining the midpoints of diagonals, these are the diagonals of this trapezium. So its midpoints are joined here. So it is equal to half of their difference. Okay, so let us see that what this theorem is saying only, and this is the figure of this question. Let me draw that. Okay, so here is the figure. I have explained, you have read that question. So ABCD is the trapezium, AC and BD are the diagonals here. These are the midpoints. These midpoints have been joined. Okay, these midpoints will be joined. So ABCD is a trapezium. Obviously AB is parallel to CD. We know this also, there is one pair of parallel lines, and M and N. M is the midpoint of diagonal DB. M is the midpoint of diagonal DB, and N is the midpoint of diagonal AC. Okay, so what is given, you make habit of writing in your copy, and this is the way also to solve the questions here. So now N is the midpoint of diagonal AC. Now what? Now they are asking, if you remember that question, they are saying that this midpoints are joined, these midpoints are when joined, so we are acting that to prove also. So if these midpoints are joined here, then Mn is equal to half of the DC minus AB. That Mn is parallel to that DC, means parallel to AB also. If this is parallel to DC, that means it is parallel to AB also, and Mn is equal to half of that DC minus AB. Okay, understood what we have to prove here? Okay, so let us start that. Okay, so now see how this can be proved here. So for this we need a construction, and that because midpoint theorem is always applicable in triangle, always applicable in triangle only. It can be a bilateral shape, but you have to search for a triangle. Here I have searched that, and this is triangle BDP. Okay, here that triangle BDP, the midpoints are joined here. Okay, so now come here, what we have to prove. Actually, if we can prove here, actually we need to prove here this PC is equal to AB. Okay, why? The C only. So now come here, in triangle AB and triangle P and C, I said that we need to find, I need to make this side equal to this side. Why? Because that DC is equal to DP plus PC, and if PC become equal to AB, it will become DC is equal to DP plus AB. So we'll get close to our solution here. So now see in these two triangles how it can be congruent here. First of all, AN is equal to NC, because N is the midpoint. N is the midpoint of what? In the midpoint of AC. Okay, then what? Then we have angle N is equal to angle N. Why? Vertically opposite angles. We are now very much familiar with this type of angles there. So angle N A and B is equal to angle P and C, vertically opposite angles. Okay, now what? The third, we need the third one also. Lines are parallel because AB is parallel to CD, so we can take alternate angles. So here is that alternate angles. Angle ABN is equal to angle NPC. Why? Alternate interior angles are equal, so they are also equal. So now what is the rule? What is the rule that has made this congruent? And the rule is angle side. Okay, that rule made these two triangles congruent, and then we found AB is equal to PC. Okay, AB is equal to PC. Now we are going to use midpoint theorem. Okay, see how we are going to midpoint theorem. I need a triangle, so I will go in that triangle, and that triangle is, we know from here only it is clear, that triangle is triangle BDP. Okay, so we are going in that triangle only when AB is equal to PC. Okay, when AB is equal to PC, just now we have proved by the congruency. So now we are very close to our solution in triangle BDP. So by midpoint theorem we can write, here is that line only, see here is that line, MN is the line. So see here, this MN is parallel to DP because this is the triangle here. In this triangle these lines are, these midpoints are joined, so it is MN is equal to half of DP also. Okay, so now see, so in triangle BDP, that MN is parallel to DP as well as DP is parallel to DC parallel to AB, means that first part also proved that midpoint is parallel to both the parallel sides, and now MN is Now Mn is equal to, we'll use that property of midpoint theorem. And what was that property? That property was that Mn will be equal to half of dp, that only. But we have to prove dc minus ab. So here only you observe that dp can be written as dc minus pc. And what we have proved, see here only it is visible, that see that Cp is equal to AB. So in place of Cp I can put this AB here. Okay, so now I understood, you are knowing what you have to do now. So 1 by 2 is equal to dc minus, in place of Cp AB will be written, and this is what we had to prove also. Okay, so we have proved what we had to prove. See, 1 by 2 dc minus AB, this is what we had to prove, and we have proved also first part, and we have proved this also, that Mn is parallel to dc. Okay, so in the next class we'll learn something new topics, and read nicely, come regularly in online classes, be punctual, remain on time, so that you cannot miss a single topic of discussion there. Okay, till then all of you take care. Thank you class, thank you very much.